Alright then, I'm back. Switching back over to Hearts of Iron. For some reason my microphone mute button's not working very well recently. Anyway, should be picking up again, which is good. Now, where were we? Ah yes, building ships. And soon we are going to need to start actually worrying about fleet composition, but right now we don't need to. Okay, you guys are getting equipment pretty nice and quickly. We do have enough army experience to edit these to get rid of a unit of infantry. Then we'll need to get rid of one more after this, and then we are good. The other thing I would like to do is start my aircraft training again, as they are reaching their size limits once more. We'll turn off any that don't need it. Like so. There probably will be a couple of air accidents, but oh well. Have I tried the Total War mod? For this? No. Meanwhile, how's Spanish Civil War going? It is still ongoing. Feels like it's going on a bit longer than the vanilla one usually does. World Cup was held recently in France. This was the third edition of the tournament. 15 teams participated in a knock-style tournament. Switzerland upset Germany in the first round, beating the Germans on penalties. Though the Swiss were knocked out in the next round by Hungary, the Hungarian team made it all the way to the finals, but ultimately lost to Italy. This is Italy's second time winning the tournament. Brazil also defeated Sweden in the consolation final to get third place. The World Cup was a pleasant distraction for many, getting minds away from the storm clouds that are forming over Europe. You mean Uruguay didn't win? Disappointed! Formation flying. Let's continue upgrading those. I feel like these are... yeah, they are. They're twice as quick. I would no way have this many doctrines done by 38. Huzzah! Grand Misa Funk, thank you very much for the 13-month resubscription. Very much appreciate that. Ugh, Italy as well, champs. Gross. What solid way to set up fleets for countries with big navies. Yes, I would highly recommend that you do check out the naval tutorial that I have made on such a subject. If you do !naval, it'll link you to it. Alright, 1938. Let's go and get decryption. You two are now good to go. Let's go and merge all of these guys together. You should be automatically splitting off if you need to repair, like this guy clearly does. There we are. Development in Australia, finished. Right, let's go and get development in New Zealand, and then I'm going to call that good enough. Except maybe for the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan, because that's going to improve everybody's air force. New Zealand retains a strong connection to our nation and has warned against the fascist threat. Their contribution in the event of war is certain. We should aid them in preparing accordingly. The Kingdom of Romania has joined the Axis. Well, that was early. Earlier today, the German Reich and the Kingdom of Romania issued a joint statement that the latter has now been formally granted member status of the Axis. Whether this partnership will be used for offensive or defensive purposes remains to be seen, but undoubtedly extensive joint military planning is already underway. In fact, the Soviets didn't go after Estonia, Latvia, or Lithuania. they do that a bit later? Oh, they might do it after they've got their share of Poland. What's Germany doing? Unknown. No longer get the effects of the Yugoslavian air purchase. That's fine. We could get individual rights. Which would get me up to 97 stability. Why have I lost some? Oh, Melting Pot lost me some. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, it is now July, so it is time for us to take a better look at naval preparation. So first of all, I'm going to create a new template for subs. We're going to say that your template is going to be 10 ships big. Let's save that. Okay, so that's our submarine fleet sorted. Let me just change your icon to the trident so I know you're a fleet. And your icon to a trident so I know you're a fleet. And yours. Or a task force, rather. And yours. Okay, what's this? These are my escorts. So, escorts are going to be sets of 20. Should have been saved. Now for the submarines and the escorts, it doesn't really matter how you have them organized. I just do this to give me a rough idea of how many sea zones I can effectively cover. But so long as you give the order to the fleet instead of a task force, then they will continue to cover zones and just have an efficiency rating, which we'll talk about in a bit. I don't want to send ships out just yet because of the cost of fuel. Right, next up we need to choose how our war fleets are organized. So I'm going to say that we're going to have 2 large task forces, each with about 40 destroyers at the start. We can always add more capital ships later. So 40 destroyers means that we can have 10 capital ships total. So let's take a look at what capital ships we want to use. We'll say 1 battle cruiser, 4 battleships, 2 carriers, 2, 6, 7, and then 3 heavy cruisers. And we'll say that the heavy cruisers can be of any type. Battle cruisers can be any type. Battleships can be any type. Carriers can be any type. And then we don't want any light cruisers. And no... what are they called? Screens. No, the other one. Escorts. So this is going to be the battle fleet. Save. Okay. This should spit out a fleet. Why aren't you? Oh, because you're currently repairing. I see. Somebody is repairing. You. Stop. There we go. That's still not the right size. Right, so let's grab all of the destroyers and we're just going to split you out for a moment. Because there is something weird going on with the destroyers in this selection. So we apparently have a bunch of tier 1 destroyers assigned. I thought these tier 1s... They are, they're Martinese. Oh. Okay, now it's going to make more sense. Upgrade you to 40. There we go. There's the Phantom unit that we need to get rid of. So we're just going to select battle fleets. Okay. So we need a lot more screening ships because we have a lot of escorts already. That's fine. Once we have more of these guys built, and we're going to be pumping them out pretty quickly now, then we'll be able to start sending a fleet down to the Mediterranean. At the start of the war, we're not going to. And let's go ahead and add you over here. Set you as escorts. And then send you over there. And flag you as escorts. Okay, now we're sorted. I didn't realise how many tier 1 ships we had. Alright, next up we have our recon, which are the Unsung R's and the Danés. And the Emeralds. So we're going to go ahead and create a new task force with them. Because I want the escorts... Not the escorts, the recon. To have... None of those. Yeah, it's just recon ships. So this is going to be recon. We're going to want to cover 5, 6 zones, probably? So we probably want our recon fleets to be in units of 4? Say 4. And this is going to give us quite a lot of leeway when it comes to this. So we're just going to sort out all of the recons. And we'll leave 2 behind as reinforcement. They'll automatically join a fleet if we lose some ships. Okay, very important. We assign these to do not engage. Their job is purely to spot enemy ships. We don't want them fighting. These guys are training. That's fine. You guys are based over there. That's fine. This is my combat fleet. So we want to give them my combat fleet icon. And we want to make sure that they have our most capable Admiral. Hey, Master Change. 4 screens per capital, yes, and 1 capital per carrier. So, Cunningham is bold. He is a gunnery expert, which means he can get Ironsides faster. So I think Cunningham is going to be our main Admiral, in charge of the boss fleet. Now, which other admirals do we have? We have Somerville, who's a superior tactician and also a career officer, so he's going to get experience very quickly. I mean, Somerville could, in theory, be a second strike fleet commander. Tovey is gentlemanly. That's escape chance. We definitely don't want to have escape chance. I'm thinking at the moment who I want to have as my submarine commander. Harwood could be a good choice. Oh, we have a fly swatter. Okay, so Charles Forbes is 100% gonna be our recon. Even though Willis has spotting, I think Forbes is going to be a better recon admiral. Because fly swatter means that we can upgrade cruisers. Which then leads to higher spotting chance from that. So yeah, you are going to be in charge of recon. Destroyers. We need somebody who can let ships escape fast. Unfortunately, we don't actually have anyone with that ability. Oh, yes, we do. Blockade runner. Fraser is definitely the blockade runner. Unfortunately, he has naval lineage, which means that he's less likely to try and run away. But that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to give you low engagement risk. Split off. I want you to repair at high level. Submarines. I think that this is probably going to be Harwood or Cunningham. Cunningham would be better. Shallow Sea would be the English Channel. And submarines in the English Channel tend to do terribly. Also, having leader experience gain means you would get more experience faster. Yeah. I think that does make sense. So you're going to be the submarine commander. Then we have the mine layer, which doesn't really need a commander. And the training ships, which also doesn't require a commander. Excuse me. So that'll do. So we just need to have the 4 different admirals out. Okay. Torpedo bombers and medium bombers. Equipment missing. I think that's going to be fine. Although one thing that's occurred to me is I have not double checked my carriers to see what aircraft they actually need. Like this guy is under strength right now. There it is. You can have 20 aircraft. You can have 40. So those are fighters, those are torpedo bombers. So we actually want to have 30 torpedo bombers, 10 fighters. And then on this one, that actually seems like a decent balance, so we'll leave it. Then we need to go to this fleet aircraft. You could do with 60 aircraft, so let's go up to 45 and 15. This one can also do with the same number, so we're going to go with 45 and 15. And then the HMS Courageous is also a big aircraft carrier, so basically we've got our old aircraft carrier in our main strike fleet right now, which is not good. So we'll leave that like so. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to split out these 3, because these are all modern aircraft carriers. And then you are using 2 of my oldest aircraft carriers, which we're also going to split out. Grab you 2, attach you to there. That should automatically update, and you can come down here. Okay. Now we've got the modern aircraft carriers in this fleet. Right? 60, 60. 20, 40, and that's going to be a 60. Okay, good. If I was an Admiral in Hoi 4, I'd have the old Garda trait because I'm stubborn in wanting it my way. I don't know what I would have. Ironsides, probably. I like big guns. I definitely wouldn't have the Aviator. I'm terrible with carriers. And if I was a general, I'd probably have the defensive.
Ready, sir.
Oh, I never had you finish training. Whoops.
Yes, sir.
Right, we need to actually think about who to make the commanders of these. What was it called? It's Unyielding Defender. Probably. So overall command, we're going to want Brooke. Much as I love Monty, Monty is going to be reserved for the Africa Corps. In fact, what we can do right away, this makes way more sense, is give you a Field Marshal and then make that Monty. There we go.
Orders.
All of you are under Monty's command. And then you are under Brooke's command. Once you're finished training, you can join this army. And then this army is going to be under Auchinleck because your job is going to be to go to France and then just help France hold. Do we have anyone who's really good at supply? Actually, Slim or Alexander would both be good. You gain experience more slowly. You get recon. Richie is inflexible. You have more defensiveness, which would be good. Do we have anyone that is a... Oh, that's new. Metitious. Wait, are there new traits? Where's Metitious from? Because this is one of the areas I would really like to see expanded, is just more traits and more things to upgrade. Metitious is great. Have Wavell going along with Monty. Nothing would ever get done until it did, and then everything dies. Need to look at all traits. I don't even know what that is.
Orders.
Oh, it's a command. Okay, not bothered.
Ready.
Right, this is really important. Who is going to be my India commander? Query. Auchinleck. How good are you with supply? You know what?
Ready to move.
I suspect that the majority of the fighting that I'm going to be involved in is going to be in Egypt. So I'm going to give Auchinleck the Egypt command.
Listen up.
And then we're going to give somebody else this command. Possibly... Richie? Possibly Dempsey? He is an infantry commander, which means he will level up very quickly. Wavell would be good, but not in an offensive, or not in this capacity. Wavell would actually be really good as a field marshal. It's cheaper to promote. We could do it. Don't think Gott would be very good. You're an armor expert. Pownell, McCready. And then you're just out of supply. But out of supply is surrounded, which I'm very much hoping won't happen. I think Harold Alexander. He does gain experience more slowly, which sucks. But he's good with... Oh no, this is in Britain. Nope, never mind. I think the Richie is going to be the better one here. Defense and Logistics Commander. Though you also gain experience slower. Damn it, people! Slim would be better at that, but Slim's not as good at defending. O'Connor? We don't have base recon, because we don't have any recon people. I feel like O'Connor. He doesn't have any negative traits. And he's a lot better at defending than Cunningham is. Mordred had such a fun campaign today in Hard to Find 4. Played as Kaiserreich Sardinia. Was fun trying to reconquer Italy with 4 divisions. Yeah, Sardinia is a lot of fun. I really like Sardinia's focus tree. these two have exactly the number of traits you would expect them to have. So they're nothing special. Richie, however, has more. Level 4 should have 12 traits. 9, 12, 15. These guys have 16. 8, 11, 16. Richie is really good. Oh, it's because you have inflexible strategist. Hang on. Do you have a penalty? You do. Ah, Richie. Congratulations. You have some tanks.
Ready.
Use them. Gain some experience with that. It's fine. You have tanks. I have tanks in every division. Especially in my European Corps, which is what these guys are going to be. Well, these guys. Duh. Alright, let's get support 38s. Now I can deploy these units. And they have to be deployed in India, which is fine. Where they can then be drilled. And sent to Egypt.
Ready, sir.
Alright, Malaysia. Somebody with just really good defense, like Wilson. I'd never expect these guys to ever move.
Attention.
And then Malta, somebody similar to Wilson. Thomas Jacob Hutton, congratulations.
Ready, sir.
And then Gibraltar, Smythe. All of the really bad generals are getting the first commands. The world is growing increasingly unsafe. Britain and France remain bastions of democracy and liberty in Europe, and France now propose that they join the Allies. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Indochina is a puppet. I quite like that. Calling upon the bonds forged during the Great War, France has requested a formal alliance with Britain, citing unspecified threats against the stability of Europe. Today, their request was approved by the British Parliament, and France has joined the Allies. Alright then.
Yes, sir.
You guys have finished training. Join Brooke's army. Right, Brooke, you need another 5 divisions, so I'm going to start training up 5 more infantry divisions, which are going to join you hopefully soon. Probably. And you're going to set up a fallback line along here. Now, considering these are equipped with tank destroyers, we could completely stymie Germany just by holding on to Belgium. I'm actually really happy with our level of development and how we've upgraded everything. Also, we have enough army experience where I can go to the Indians. I can remove another set of infantry. And now we have that 10 combat width, which I was really after.